Hello, my little artists. Happy Tuesday and welcome back to Quarantine Art with Miss Mitchell. Today I'm going to be teaching you probably one of the most important things you can ever learn, and that is how to make bubble letters like this and how to make block letters like this. Two important things you need to know before we get started. From time to time while we're working, I'll be saying, okay, it's time to use your hard coloring face, and that face looks like this. And while you're using your hard coloring face, you're going to be hard coloring. You're going to push down a little bit harder, and you're going to focus a little bit more and make your hard coloring face. Now, do not confuse your hard coloring face with a scribble face. No, 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 no. We are not scribbling when we're hard coloring. Just pushing a little bit harder, coloring over the same spot for a little bit longer, and definitely focusing really hard, making your hard coloring face. Secondly, I'll also be telling you to use your soft coloring face. When you're using your soft coloring face, everything's very peaceful. You're hardly even holding onto your color pencil, and you're just gently touching the paper, shading it nicely. Life is so good. Okay? Hard coloring face. Not scribbling. Just focused and pressing down a little harder. Your soft coloring face. Oh, it's so nice. It looks like cotton candy. Okay, let me show you how we're gonna do it. Okay, for today's project, you will need some white or light colored paper, a pencil with an eraser, and some markers and colored pencils. Your markers don't have to be Sharpies or permanent markers. That's just what I had handy. And I'm gonna be showing you some tips for how to color really nicely with colored pencils. That's where we'll be using our hard coloring face and our soft coloring face. But if you only have markers, that's okay too. Once you're finished learning how to do the bubble letters and the block letters, you can just start coloring with your markers. Our first step is to take our paper, our pencil, and our eraser, and we're going to choose a simple word that we want to bubblize. While we're just still learning and practicing, don't go too crazy and fill it all up with words. Let's just choose one or two words that we want to bubblize. I'm going to choose the word smile. And all you're going to do is you're going to write the word in regular letters really lightly. See how I'm just barely touching the page? You probably can't even see it. My S is there. Barely even touching. Because I'm actually going to erase this part later. Just planning out my design. And you'll notice I'm leaving a little bit of space in between each one of my letters because I still have to bubblize it, so they're going to look a little bit closer. Once you have your word written out in soft pencil, you're going to trace around the outside of each letter. Give it a little bit of space on each side, up and over the tail of your S, back around. Whoa, just like that, it's bubblized. Same thing with your M, you're gonna hop over that bump, down and around, and all your lines should be really curvy and fluid, so they look bubblized. I'm gonna draw a circle right around my dot on my eye. Trace around the bottom. It's getting bubblier by the second. Totally cool. Same thing, I'm gonna go all the way around that big loop on my E, up and around the tail, back to the start. And then for letters like the E that have a middle part here too, you're just gonna draw a little shape inside of that loop, little raindrop shape to bubblize the center as well. And then take your eraser and very gently you're gonna go around and erase the inside letter that you drew first. We don't need that guy anymore because we just learned how to bubblize. Whoa. And then I'm going to show you a couple different ways that we can color these. You can use markers, colored pencils, or both. I'm going to show you a cool way to use both. Wow, look, I'm bubblized. Then you're going to take one of your markers and just trace right over what you just did with pencil. Anything you did with pencil, you want to outline with your marker. And you can do all your letters a different color, that's no problemo. Actually, that would look really cool. I'm gonna do a purple M. Ooh, that Sharpie's working really nice. Bloop, bloop. You can do some bubblizing sound effects. Maybe some green. This smile is making me smile. All right, so you're just outlining with this color. And then you can come over to your colored pencils, and with the same color or a different color, you can fill in the center of each of your letters. So I'm gonna stick to the same color. I'm gonna do blue on blue right here. And the time has finally come. We're gonna use our hard coloring face. And I'm gonna hard color all the way around the edge of my S on the inside, but not fill in the center just yet, like this. Using my hard coloring face. I'm pushing a little bit harder, but I'm not scribbling. I'm coloring over the same spot for a little while. It's just a little darker. Can you hear my hard coloring voice too? Kind of going in little circles, just filling it in. Want to cover up all the white spots. Hard coloring face. All the way around the inside track. Okay, and then this is kind of nice because now you've just thickened the border around your S. Now you can fill in the middle with color a little easier, and you're not really worried about coloring outside the lines. Now, inside of my hard coloring area, I'm going to use my soft coloring face. I'm going to tip my colored pencil kind of at an angle, and I'm holding on really loosely, and I'm just gently shading in the center of my S. Oh, it's so nice. Like a fluffy cloud. Pretty, huh? Same thing, I'm doing little circles, and that kind of helps it all blend in so you don't see your pencil lines as much. I love it. Totally cool. And this is a pretty stark contrast in between your hard coloring and your light coloring. If you want, you can go over the place where they connect and do one more little light layer to blend the two together. So I guess you have a hard coloring face, a soft coloring face, and a medium colored face. That's the medium colored, or medium coloring voice. Ooh, I like it. All right, let's try the purple. We're gonna do the same thing. Hard coloring. I have my hard coloring face on all the way around the inside edge. And I'm going to fill in the center with my soft coloring face. Oh, it looks so lovely. I'm really taking my time, practicing patience. Amazing. You're going to continue that for the rest of your letters, and then I'll give you a few ideas for how to color your background. Wow, nice job. You're doing great. So I wanted to give you a couple tips for ideas to color the background. You could just color all the background one color, in which case you would want to choose a color that was different than one of the ones you already used. Here I used blue, purple, green, yellow, and orange. So if I used yellow in the background, when I colored up to my L, it would be yellow on yellow. You wouldn't really see your letter. So you would need to choose a color that you didn't use yet. Let's say red. And then you would just very carefully color right up to your letters. You could use your hard coloring face here. All around each letter very carefully, like so. And then you would just color out from there to the edge of your paper. Or, like I did on my block lettering, which we'll see in a moment, I kind of traced a little cloud shape around it just to separate it from the background a little bit. You could do something like that. Maybe, let's see, I'm gonna do like crazy ziggy zaggies. So you can do some kind of cool shape all the way around if you want to separate it from the back a little bit. thinking we could also do kind of a border around the whole edge, just to make the background even more exciting. Give it a little frame here. I keep being reminded of our old projects too, like our Zentangle animals. Remember all the fun Zentangles we invented the other day? You could even do Zentangles here in the background around your word. Amazing. Some combo arts. Okay, yes, please. This is for sure going on my bedroom door after this. This is amazing. So you just learned how to bubblize, how to do a unique kind of color system that looks really nice, and even how to jazz up a background. So nice work. It looks amazing. All right, now that we know how to bubblize, we're ready to move on to blockifying. And that's going to be very similar to our bubblization. You're going to pick your word and write it out first with your pencil so you can erase it. Let's see, I did smile before. I'm going to do laugh now. I'm going to do all caps. That's in order. Laugh. And notice again, I'm leaving a little bit of space in between my letters because I'm going to blockify it and they'll get a little bit closer together. Laugh. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing as bubblizing, and I'm going to start by going down the outside edge of my letter. But then when I get to the corner, instead of rounding that corner for bubblization, I'm going to make a hard corner, a point there, to blockify. More straight lines. I'm going to come up my A, over the top, back down the other side. All right, all right. And then again with a letter like A that has this inside piece, you want to go in there and draw a little triangle to blockify that. Around your U. So now you have pointy edges instead of round. That's the only difference. Okay, and then I was just thinking it would be easier to erase the middle word if we outlined it first. So I'm going to go ahead and trace around my pencil lines first, and then I can erase the center without any trouble. And once all your pencil lines are erased, you're ready to color it however you want. I kind of liked the idea of adding Zentangles in the background. So I'm going to just separate my word from my background a little bit by drawing two lines right here. That way I can color whatever color I want in the center. And then maybe I'll divide this up into a few different sections so I can fit lots of cool Zentangles. Remember we had Zentangles, peaceful patterns like a spiral, or my checkerboard. Lines going one direction, and then crisscrossed with lines going the other direction. And then you're going to color in every other square. This one, not that one. This one, not that one. This one, but not that one. And then when you drop down to the next row, you do the opposite. Not that one, this one. Checkerboard style. Whatever you think. And then when you go to color, again, you can use your hard coloring face to make it really pop. Around here, hard coloring face. Pretty green. Hard coloring. And then in the center, oh, soft coloring. Lovely. Whatever you think. The more color, the better. All right, now you know how to bubblize and blockify your letters. You know how to use your hard and soft coloring faces. And I was thinking these would also be wonderful additions to our pop-up greeting cards that we made the other day. Oh, can you imagine if you opened your pop-up card and amazing bubblized letters popped out? Oy vey, we're learning so much. Oh, well, there you have it. I hope you had fun learning how to bubblize and blockify. If you're enjoying these videos, make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss a thing. I'll see you tomorrow.